Hey, I'm Robin, and today I'm doing my first ever TBR, and basically the reason I want to do this is to try and push myself to read more. So this coming month, when you look at TBRs, usually people tend to have quite a few books that they add. I'm going to be adding 4 books to my TBR. And that's mostly just because, to be honest, that's probably a stretch for me. And time will only tell if I actually manage to get all the way through each of these books. But I'm setting myself a hard goal for me, but that's basically the whole point, and that's sort of what the challenge is for me, to get through all these. But yeah, just be aware that I might not and probably won't get through all of them, but what I do plan on doing is getting a review out for each of these books. So hopefully you look forward to that. And yeah. So for this month's books, basically I've picked a bit of a theme, which is a subgenre of fantasy. I guess fantasy. Don't suppose it necessarily needs to be fantasy, but generally a subgenre of fantasy, which is Grimdark, which I'm quite into at the moment. So essentially all of the books that I'll be picking from my list will be Grimdark. At least I think all of the books are. One of them might not be, but feel free to correct me if it's not. So the first book on my list is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. And basically I've heard a ton about this book. Yeah, I've heard it's one of the best Grimdark, and you know, the author on Twitter himself is actually called Lord Grimdark, so how can I pass that up? So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this one. I think if there's one book that I want to get through this month, it's probably going to be this one. Yeah, I've just heard very good things, so looking forward to getting into it. The next book on my list is Sword of Destiny, which is part of the Witcher series of books, and I really enjoyed the first book, The Last Wish, and just sort of want to carry on with it through this. Obviously a lot of this stuff is in the Witcher TV series as well, so I kind of want to catch up and potentially hopefully get ahead of where the TV series is. But yeah, really enjoy these books. I think The Last Wish might actually be my favourite fantasy novel so far, which isn't saying much because I haven't read many, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I would assume this is Grimdark, the Witcher world. But yeah, looking forward to getting into this one as well. Nothing much more to say about it aside from it's kind of more. I'm expecting more of the same from The Last Wish. Yeah, so looking forward to that one. The last 2 books are actually on my Kindle right here. So the first one on my Kindle that I'll be reading is Never Die, and I'm quite interested in this one because it's more Eastern influenced, and actually it's done by a self-published author as well, so I'm quite interested in finding out how that goes. Again, I'm not entirely sure if it's Grimdark. It sounds like it from the description. But yeah, looking forward to getting into this one, and also interested to hear people's thoughts on it as well. And the last book on my list is, and by the way, none of these are necessarily in the order that I've said here that I'm going to read in. I'll read them in just about any order as far as I'm concerned. But this last book is Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. I was inspired to watch this by a video from Slowly Read, and he did a really great job of explaining just how dark this book is, and yeah, as far as I can tell, like, it defines Grimdark. So I think between The Blade Itself and the Prince of Thorns, like, I think they're meant to be 2 pretty dark books. So yeah, really looking forward to reading through those. And by the way, I will be getting reviews up for each of these as and when I get through them, so look forward to those. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy this sort of bit of a grimdark month as much as I do. Really interested to hear on what you've got to say about any of the books that I've got in this list. So if you've got any comments, just let me know down below. Also, if you've got any other Grimdark recommendations, absolutely just let me know, because it's a genre that I'm really interested in at the moment. So I'm sort of, as far as I'm concerned, like, I think what I've done this month is try to take the cream of the Grimdark crop, as it were. So we'll sort of see how this month goes, and if there are any recommendations that sort of pique my interest enough for next month, then they may well get added to the next month's TBR. So yeah, looking forward to that. And yeah, like I say, really interested in hearing what you guys have to say about recommendations for Grimdark. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So thank you for watching this. As always, you know, I'm new here, so super grateful for anyone that does watch this, and even comments. Like, comments are great because it just gives me someone to talk to about the things that I really like. So really appreciate that. But yeah, if you're interested in any of the things that I've talked about today, I probably will create some more content about those. So if you're interested, consider subscribing to get updates on new videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.